What are the levels of consciousness? There's no disagreement that the Upanishads contain some of the world's greatest wisdom. They've not only stood the test of time for the last 2,500 years, but also they help us think deeply about our human condition and how to live well. They're a great place to start. Why? If you happen to be familiar with Dr. Hawkins' algorithmic 1,000 level map of the possible energy levels of human consciousness, they calibrate at 970. By way of contrast, the worldwide average for human adults is only about 205. The takeaway is that nearly all of us can learn from them. According to the Mandukya Upanishad, there are 4 conditions, states, or levels of ultimate reality, which they name Brahman or Atman. The first is waking life, which is ordinary outward-directed consciousness, which is what you're experiencing now as you watch this video. It's almost always dualistic. To think is to separate or classify forms or objects in accordance with some conceptual hierarchy. Everyday consciousness almost always involves involuntary, incessant thinking. Since thinking requires separation and love requires union, waking life does not overflow with love. Dualistic thought is typical. The second is dreaming life, which is intermoving consciousness that you may have experienced last night. The third is the dreaming, sleepless life of silent consciousness that you may also have experienced last night. The fourth is the awakened life of supreme consciousness. It's a condition or state above or beyond or behind dualistic waking life. Although it can be directly experienced, it cannot be thought. Why? Unity is beyond dualistic consciousness. Thought requires separation. Only no thought is able to apprehend unity. Being, or ultimate reality, is non-dualistic. Since love is non-separation or unity, being is love. Since separation creates psychological suffering, experiencing being directly is living without suffering. Yes, there are degrees of abiding bliss, but experiencing it requires letting go of egoic attachments. It's not unusual for most of us to attain glimpses of the fourth state, but only those who are wise abide there. To unite with or realize Brahman is to become Brahman. In other words, what this ancient spiritual teaching is expressing is that our true nature is being, which is unity or love. That's why, according to the Upanishads, the fulfillment of human life is realizing being. If that intrigues you, perhaps you might enjoy my recent short book, Love as Being. Peace.